Hey, this is Ray. Welcome to my workshop. This last weekend, I had a great chance to hang out with Tye Tyler from shockthefox. He lives near me in Illinois, and I was able to go by his shop. It was lively and long. I hope you enjoy this. Tye is one of the members of our community, the Guitar Builders Collective, and a perennial entrant into the Great Guitar Build-Off. Tye himself is affable and a wonderful host. I was glad to have him drop me by his shop, and I got to have a good time, even let me play some of his guitars. Tye is one of the few that is professional, makes money off his guitars, and for good reason. Tye's guitars are beautiful, and he has a year-long waiting list for building more. Hey everybody, I'm here with Tye Tyler, physically here with shockthefox. And, after the pandemic, this is awesome. This is really awesome. So, Tye,
yes.
Who are you? Where are you from?
Grew up in, who am I? This is a deep one, Ray.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
I'll make it quick. Grew up in northwestern Pennsylvania, a little town called Oil City, top of the food chain. Went to school in Philadelphia. Worked in that area for 10, 15 years. Ended up getting married. Lived in Delaware. Lived in New Jersey. Lived in Columbus, Ohio. And about a year ago, I moved to the Chicago area. So,
right.
Yeah, that's
Which
me.
I saw you switch on Instagram and say you were in this area, and I went, wait a minute, I'm in that area.
Yeah. Now I'm your neighbor, Ray.
That's awesome. Well, there's a few guitar players, builders in this area.
There are, certainly.
Which we will not name at this moment, maybe.
I'm drinking too.
Oh, yeah. Well,
This is good.
that's all right. That's good stuff. So, what originally got you into guitars? How'd you get here?
So I played drums for years. Played drums, started in 4th grade, I think. My grandmother bought me a drum set against my parents' wishes. And did it into college, and played with some friends of mine in college. And I got sick of lugging the drum set around. I ended up getting a guitar instead. So that's
Gotta
it.
lug an amp.
Yeah, no, I got a guitar. I traded in my drum set at a pawn shop for a guitar and an amp, and that was it. And then I taught myself to play, and based on my age, there were a lot of that was the early '90s. It was easy to learn how to play guitar because, like Kurt Cobain, everyone loved Nirvana, played left-handed. So I still to this day I don't even know what notes are called. But I was able to watch what he did.
So you lefty?
I'm not, but watching him play,
Yeah, all right.
it's the mirror image of me being right-handed playing when you're watching him play. So I could just watch someone else playing left-handed, and I'm like, oh, he's doing that, and that, and it just made sense. So I taught myself how to play watching Kurt Cobain
Well, that's cool.
play left-handed. Yeah.
So we were talking earlier. I was going to ask you, what was the first guitar you bought with your own money?
Yeah, so I've never bought a guitar in my life. So that first guitar in the early 90s, that was, I guess it was 91, 92. I pawned my drum set and had that. It was an 86 Les Paul Custom. I've never seen one like it. It was the 86 Les Paul Custom. It was like that cranberry, like Merlot red. It had gold hardware, which is really cool, and it had something on it. Obviously, it was an aftermarket mod, but they had a fine-tuning back bridge on it, and it was so cool. I just thought it looked really, really rad when I saw that guitar, and I had to have it. So, yeah, I had that guitar for years, and in fact, up until the point where I pawned it because I needed money for something else. So the next guitar I had an acoustic that someone gave me as a gift that I would play, but the next guitar I had after that was the next electric was one that I built. So
I guess I still have my first guitar.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was it? Or what is it?
Guess Rat. It was a Mexican Strat that I just customized the shit out of.
You're gonna have to beep yourself there, right?
Oh, I guess so. I just, DiMarzio Super Distortion and rails, and I put an LR Bags acoustic pickup on, just all sorts of crazy stuff, because I thought you'd get every tone you wanted out of one guitar if you just had the right pickup set up or whatever.
Sure.
I still have that. It's still great. That Mexican Strat is actually really, really good.
Yeah. There's some that are really cool.
White sometime. It not only has the electronics of it, but it's...
Yeah.
I never really touched it that much.
That's awesome.
On the body. But anyway. Yeah, so I guess I sort of asked this. Have you been in bands? Have you ever been in a band playing guitar?
No.
No.
I never played guitar in a band. I played drums in a band, but never played guitar in a band. I probably could have, should have, would have, but I never did. College took me other directions, and I did other things, and I was busy in school, so yeah, I wasn't really focused on school. Sorry, Mom. But yeah, no, I didn't know.
I didn't say I was focused, Bob.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I did like the open mic thing, and that's acoustic. So
yeah,
garage bands, does that count? I don't know.
Yeah, sure it does. I mean, if you guys are meeting in one location under a common goal of playing music and you have a name, I think you're in a band.
I have a band. I recorded an album. So
there you go.
Seriously frustrated guitar player. Are you the same way?
No, because I'm not good, and I've come to terms with that. I'm not frustrated at all, because I also don't spend enough time to become good. I don't. So I'm good with it. I'm good with sucking at guitar.
What's practice got to do with it? I just need to study the books.
Yeah.
I should be a good guitar player.
I like building cool guitars for people that can play them well. I don't. That doesn't make me. I don't have to be able to play it well. I know what it has to do, but yeah, that's about it.
Oh. So you've been in Great Guitar Build Off since the beginning.
Yeah.
What do people think? What do your friends and family say about you having a YouTube channel?
Wow, I don't know. I know my kids dig it. I think they're the ones, even from the first year. Honest to goodness, I think most of us could say this. I don't like that process of it. Even if you look at my YouTube videos, I put the camera up, I hit record of what I'm doing, and then that's it. And I record it, and when I'm done, I put all of those things. I don't edit anything out. I put it all together, and I speed it up so that the video is not too long, and I talk at the end of it telling about what I just did. That's it. So my kids, on the other hand, man, they even brought it up just yesterday. Dad, if you did this, you could get a something button. I don't even know what that means. And I don't care. But so, I do it because it's cool to do it. It's cool to reach people around. In fact, I'll tell this little story. I'm giving a guitar away right now, and I'm giving it away because I thought it would be fun to do. I'm not doing it for views or likes or comments, or I don't do it for those reasons. It's the fence post guitar. I'm giving that thing away, and probably one of the coolest comments I got, and it's timely, is this dude from the Ukraine. The only rules I had was you had to like the video and comment that you need it. I didn't say to explain why you needed it. You have to be able to say that you need it and tell me where you're located, so I can start figuring out, and the only reason for that is so I can figure out what it's going to cost me to ship it somewhere. But this dude from the Ukraine reached out, and he commented that he goes, I need this guitar. He goes, but by the time, and this was right when stuff was right at the beginning, he goes, by the time it gets here, he goes, I might not have an address. So it was kind of weird and spooky. Wow. And I think I haven't commented to many people in the YouTube video yet, but this one I commented, I'm like, man, no offense to everyone else, I hope you win it. I would love to have to figure out how to ship this guitar to some dude in the Ukraine. I hope he wins it. And just because, and I follow him now on YouTube or Instagram or something.
Yeah.
And this guy makes great music, really, really cool, interesting stuff. And I'm like, man, this would be the perfect person to get a guitar like this. So, and I haven't gotten any other comments, but I didn't know, just asking where people were located, and I only did it to figure out postage, for crying out loud, it would tell a cool story like that. So, yeah.
Wow, that's timely.
Yeah. It was neat. It's really neat. And I hope, God bless, I hope the guy's doing great. You know, I hope he's hiding somewhere and staying out of trouble. So, yeah.
You get kind of weird. You ask people that question about, why are you doing a YouTube channel? What do your friends and family think? And most like, my wife doesn't care. Or that, some people think it's cool. But I got in a bit of a trap at work.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Well, no, it was one of these things where we had we were supposed to do videos about what we were doing during the pandemic.
Yeah. We
were all disconnected and, hey, get to know the people. And I'm an engineer, work at a large corporation, and they found out I had a YouTube channel, and that I was getting to the point where my YouTube channel was paid.
Yeah.
Very little. But the lady who was running this said, "Oh, we got to get you on here. You're a YouTube star." And it was like an all-employee meeting where he'd come in, "We're going to talk to Ray. Ray's a YouTube star." And like, there were
I didn't know you were a star, right? This is pretty cool. This is awesome, buddy.
Oh, my God. And so I did a short video about my channel, a little bit about my career at the company.
So, now I get it. So you did that so you get all the workers at work to subscribe to your channel.
Yeah, that's why I did it.
Yeah.
Actually, but the funny thing is, a lot of my friends are pretty snarky. So yeah, they're like,
I'm familiar with the term.
How's that YouTube channel working out? You made that dollar yet?
It's funny you say that about monetization. I've never even. I'm terrible at this kind of stuff. I've never even finished the process by which you get paid. Like, you're supposed to do something.
Yeah, you have to authenticate or something.
Because I don't care. and by the way, if I was to get paid, it would probably, like you said, it'd probably like $1.50.
Yeah,
is my guess. And I'm good because actually another friend of mine who has a lot of followers, he said, you got to do it. He goes, you realize, even though it says you've earned nothing, as soon as you finish doing these 2 or 3 steps, Tye, you'll get all the back money as well. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, then let's pretend it's not there right now. It's kind of like a 401k.
Yeah, well, a 1K.
Yeah. It's more of it's like a 1K.
Yeah. It's not.
0.401K. Yeah, it's very small.
I was joking with guys at work the other day. How's that going? I said, I tell you what, I just want YouTube to cut me an actual check. I'm going to frame it, put it on my wall, and quit. Just
your retirement plan?
And he goes, "You're gonna quit your job?" I'm like, "No, I'm gonna stop doing YouTube. I just want the frame,
an actual check.
I just want one actual check hanging on my wall."
My kids want a button. They'll hang it up in their rooms, for crying out loud. That's what they want. I don't even know what it means, but they want a button of some sorts.
Oh, people get weird. It's like, it's all about your ego. It's all about it's something I love doing, and it's funner doing it with people you don't know and people.
It's just everywhere. It's just like Instagram. Like I post a lot to Instagram, like once or twice a day, and it's because maybe this is weird, and you haven't even asked this question. Like I don't do it for praise, admiration. I don't do it for anything other than I just share what I'm working on. And like I'm sharing like pictures of things and videos of things that maybe I once wondered, what is that? How do you do that? Mm-hmm. But like I take pictures, like Instagram is supposed to be about photographs, for crying out loud. The logo for Instagram is still a little camera. But somewhere that went away. Like I still dig like cool photos of the things that I'm doing. And yeah, I don't know how to describe it other than like I still like to do that just because, I don't know, it's fun. It's cool. And I don't care about followers. What I do care about is when people are negative, mm-hmm. I'm not offended by it, but I'll block them. because I don't need it. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like if someone's going to say, oh, actually someone commented about this guitar, and they can pound it actually. They said, I just did a video to make sure the electronics were working, and I tapped on the top of this guitar. I did it on Instagram, and a bunch of people were saying, oh, that guitar is microphonic. It's this, it's that. I'm like, one, no, it's not. Two, like the pickup was made by an amazing pickup builder. And three, I don't need, like, I didn't ask.
Yeah.
Just like, I'm good. The negativity, block it. And if you want to win a free guitar, great. If not, pound
Plus,
it.
it's got a P90 on it, and those are naturally microphonic.
All pickups are they're microphones for crying out loud.
Right. But that one in particular is kind of noisy.
Yeah.
Okay, so what? It also gets you awesome feedback.
It's a cool guitar.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
that is awesome.
People were real negative about it, and I was like, I deleted the comments and blocked them because I don't care. I don't do it for subscribers. I don't do it for likes. I do it because it's things that I dig, and I try to share it.
Really doesn't matter that much.
It doesn't.
On the other hand, you do get kind of a peek into other people's shops.
Yeah.
And like with the collective, it's like, I'm having really trouble with this. What can I do?
Well, that's what's cool about it. Like for the most part, and I'll say for the most part, like people in this business of building instruments, for crying out loud, they're really helpful. There are people that think that there's some special secret sauce that they're the only ones that know. Yeah. But more than likely, no, not more than likely, I would not be friends with those people anyways. So I don't really care what the secret sauce is. What's cool about the collective is it's a bunch of knuckleheads that just like building guitars and helping each other out, and that's what this should be all about. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah, which one's the knucklehead? We got one bonehead.
No, we're all knuckleheads. Every single one of us.
Occasionally guitar-related discussions and
and like when those come up, they get solved quick, and that's pretty cool.
So this is like the fourth interview I've had.
Fourth or fifth, right?
That's number 4, I think.
Okay.
No, you're right. To be number 5th. Number 4 is going out today.
Oh, that's awesome.
But everyone's different. But everyone I've talked to has just been really awesome to sit down and chat with.
They're genuine people, man, and that should be what this is. If it's genuine people that'll tell you what's up and what's not, and that's cool. Like I was talking to John from Outrider the other day, and he's working on something, and he just asked me my opinion about something, and he tried it, and it's really, really cool. And we bounce things like that off of each other all the time, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah, John's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on the Great Guitar Build-Off? You've done it for a couple of years?
Yeah, no, I love it, and I'll tell you why. And I think this is a prime example of it. I mean, there weren't many of us in it that first year. I don't think. Maybe 100 people?
100-ish, yeah.
And even then, it's funny, like, the way that they talk about it the way it was last year. Like, the first year, it was you make a guitar. You could do a kit guitar, like you did.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, you did a kit, and I built one from scratch. There wasn't scratch build, kit build, whatever.
Right.
It was just build a guitar, and it was cool.
Yeah.
And it's grown, and it's... I think, like, if you're not... What is that stupid expression? If you're not growing, you're dying. Or if you're not moving, you're dying, or whatever it is. Like, it was going to grow because it was such a cool idea at a time in which I think all of us needed a cool idea like that Great Guitar Build-Off. And it brought people together from all over the world. I mean, you talk about, like, our little Guitar Builders Collective. I mean, there's people in Australia, more than one, which is weird. There's people in Texas. There's people...
2?
Yeah.
There's at least 2 in Illinois.
Yeah, like I was in Ohio, now I'm one of your neighbors, but it's just funny like that there's this group of people that are from all over the place, and it's just through these silly instruments,
Yeah.
and that's kind of neat, I guess.
No one really cares whether you're a professional or not.
No. Well, I mean, no.
Not really.
I don't think that any of us would put up with the person that acted like a professional.
Oh, yeah, that's right. If you're not using this, totally.
I know.
Right.
Come on. Give me a break.
Yeah, no, because I think the toasters have something to say about, hey, you're up on stage, you're slamming away at your guitar. The bass player's a little out of tune. Your drummer's a little drunk, and you're up there playing rock and roll.
Yeah.
There's some truth to that statement.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's a guitar, for crying out loud.
Yeah. It is a guitar. it is not a holy
or a bass. No offense to bass players. Yeah,
Oh.
it's a bass, because that's a guitar also. But for some reason, they need a separate moniker, if you will.
So yeah, I'm kind of excited about this year.
Yeah, me too.
Any preview of what you're gonna do? Or
no, I have no problem sharing it. Whenever I do a guitar build-off thing, like maybe this is stupid, but this goes to also prove that I don't view it as a competition. To me, it's like golf. I'll use a terrible analogy. Golf is you playing against a course, allegedly, right?
Right.
And to me, like, the guitar build-off is me playing against me. It's like I've never viewed it as a competition per se, and I don't care about that side of it. I think some people say that, and they're saying because they think that's the right thing to say. I genuinely don't give a about the competition. I don't care, and you can beat that, please. I don't care about the competition side of it. I'm doing it to compete against myself, to try to do something I've never done before, like that build I did last year. That one right there. I just had dreamt it up, and I always liked the double cuts, and I had this idea of taking flame maple and doing that, making like a crazy sunburst, like more like a sunburst than it's ever been a sunburst. And it all like rotated around that sunburst. That was the idea. And it went from there. But this year, I guess if there's a preview, long story short, I want to do a hollow body, more like bent laminated sides, not even laminated, just bent sides, and a radius top and back, like an arch top, but not an arch top. I want to try things I've never tried before. I've never done that. I would like to eventually, and maybe it'll happen next year. Like, the reason I'm doing this with like the radius front and back, or top and back, I don't even know what the right terminology is because I want to try to build an acoustic at some point, and you have to be able to do that and brace it correctly. Well, I figured this would be a good way for me to, one, build a cool hollow body guitar, but at the same time practice with that whole bracing terminology and technique, and with the curved radius dish. Like, I just think it's going to be a cool opportunity to do something that hasn't been, I don't want to say hasn't been done, that I haven't done. Like,
yes.
And here's another thing. Like, I've never seen a solid ebony, Gaboon ebony neck. Never seen it. Now, there's probably a lot of reasons why. It's going to be heavy as hell. There's going to be neck dive. It's going to ring like a bell, which I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I guess it depends on
what you're looking for
or what you're playing, right?
Yeah.
But I haven't seen it. But in my mind, holy shit, that's going to be really pretty, and that's going to feel amazing in the hand. This ebony neck with an ebony board, it's going to be ridiculous. So in my mind, like that, I want to build it just because in my mind it seems like it's going to be really cool, but I don't know, maybe it'll suck, but I'm going to build it to find out.
I think part of it's the cost of that much ebony.
Yeah, luckily I found a good supplier and got a couple of chunks at a discount rate.
Very, very important.
Yeah, yeah. And because even bending the sides, my guess is, I've even asked people on some forums that we watch, I've even thrown that question out there, like, how difficult? Like, oh, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg, you're going to snap so many pieces. Shit. Like,
that wasn't the question.
Yeah. Can it be done? And the thing is, I guess I got to figure out how to do it. So, because if I can do it once, then maybe I'll never do it again, or maybe I will. I don't know. Or maybe someone else might say, I want to try that. And I guess that's what's cool about this stuff. If we can, not from a deep perspective, if we can motivate like other knuckleheads not unlike us to do crazy stuff and to try these things and make them feel uncomfortable, so they feel that pinch and they remember what it feels like and say, you know what, maybe I'll do it again, or they learn something, that's pretty cool. that's probably the real side of things.
Yeah, I agree. So you got anything else you might want to add to everyone? Tell everybody about building guitars on your own?
If you don't love it, don't do it. That's probably the best way that I'd say it, because it's not an inexpensive thing to go all the way into. You can do things. People ask me all the time, like, hey, I'm a new builder. What's the best way to get started? And I tell them how I got started. Like, I didn't have a lot of tools in the beginning. Like, you can get away with a handful of certain tools and get something done. Then over time, you figure out ways to make things more efficient or whatever. I've never gotten to the point where my efficiency said, I need to get a CNC machine because I don't want to become a production shop. Like, I want to build one-off instruments one at a time and just do cool shit, like, for lack of a better term. But there's ways to get into this and do it inexpensively. I mean, you can buy necks, sometimes a dime a dozen. You don't have to build necks right out of the gate. You can get your confidence up with building bodies and then get enough confidence to build a neck eventually over time. And that's kind of cool.
My first custom, I bought a $50 guitar and then tore it all the way apart and rebuilt it.
Well, that's it. Like, you don't have to dive in like I've done, but I would say if you're going to get into it, if you're going to want to get good, it's with anything. It's not just guitar building. You got to love what you're doing, man. Like, if you don't love it, like, that's one of the things I always put in my Instagram posts at the end is do what you love what you do, because I think that's what makes me enjoy it so much. I wouldn't do it. I would be doing other things, building other things.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's a good place as any to stop.
Awesome.
Been with Tye Tyler here, Shock the Fox Guitars, and
awesome.
See you guys.
Thanks,
later.
Ray. Ray, hit the button.
Traditionally, you like that, so you can line up all three of them. Okay.
Interview.